Big warning for gold, but we have big predictions for the silver price from some top analysts that we are going to look at. And we're going to talk about what's going on in China, also on a macro level with the Fed and what we can look forward to in the coming years. And trust me, it is good, but not as good as I feel about you choosing to join me here in the basement. I really appreciate you giving your time. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section below. But let's start by talking about the good news for silver. And don't you worry, we're going to talk about that big warning for gold as well. But reasons why we can be optimistic for silver right now. Let's start with one of my favorite analysts to follow, Rashad on X. And Rashad is giving us a rosy outlook about what to expect. He says, this is what I believe silver could do in the coming few months. At some point, it should blast through the 2011 all-time high. Look, I've been following Rashad for a while. He can be wildly optimistic, but we got another chart we're going to look at from him about gold in a little bit that maybe isn't quite as optimistic. But why do we know this can happen? Why do we know that we could have $50 or higher silver price by the end of this year? Guys, it's as simple as this. Something about this chart from the Gladiator just caught my attention. He says, just zoom out. You'll see a generational type move coming in silver. This is where fortunes are made. And take a look at this. Okay, I just want to show you one more time why we can be so optimistic when we look at this chart. Obviously, these are annual candlesticks in the price of silver going back to 1980, okay, 2011, and through today. All right, what's important to note is that on an annual closing basis, if we can get through this year, all right, there's the cup, here's the handle, and right here is where we currently are. If we can get through the year above this level, we will break out of the most epic cup and handle pattern really in the history of the world. But wait, there's more. Okay, within that cup and handle, all right, in the handle, there's another cup and handle, which I'm pretty sure we've already broken out of. So it's like double cup and handle joy that we're experiencing in the silver price right now. All right, let's go to the next chart, the next piece of information when we're looking at silver. And this one comes to us from, David Lee. We're going to go straight to China. Okay. Very interesting, guys. When you look at China, this is fascinating. Let me pull this up for you. There we go. Make sure I got you on the right screen. Yes. Okay. In China, silver traders are not in suits in front of computer screens. They dress casually to work and have muscles. They call themselves brick movers. We're going to talk about why this is so important. There's two reasons, okay? Each silver slab is 482 troy ounces, worth $18,000. So this guy right here, right, is picking up $18,000 worth of silver. I don't know what he's saying. He's saying, I love silver. Hold on. Oh, he says, watch Ron's Basement if you want the latest and most entertaining news in the world of silver. Okay. But seriously, why do we need to pay attention to China? Number one, because it's a physical market. Number two, because the East, China, Asia, Russia are becoming the mechanism by which the silver price is being established, and it's moving more and more and more in that direction. And remember, they have a physical market. Let's run out and check out the Oriental Ghost and see what the actual physical price of silver is right now in China. Okay, here we are, our friend, right? The Oriental Ghost, who faithfully puts out this chart on a daily basis. This is the Shanghai Gold Exchange right there, which is a physical market. Here is silver, okay? And the latest physical price for silver in China is just shy of $40 per ounce. Guys, look, it's a crazy where we're going, but there's a secret weapon for silver. Did I promise you that? I don't know that I did at the beginning of this video. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. But there's a secret weapon for silver that nobody's talking about. You're going to hear it here, and you're going to hear it first, because I don't know anybody else who's talking about this being what could be the major catalyst for the silver price as we move into 2026 and 2027. Before we do that, I do want to say thank you to channel sponsor First Mint. I forgot to put their sign up. Hold on. Here, I'll just show it to you. First Mint, right? That's the silver mint in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the United States, but it's owned by First Majestic Silver, the giant silver mining company, headed by Keith Neumeyer. Look, so this is real unique what First Mint offers. They actually mine the silver through First Majestic in Mexico. It gets shipped to Nevada, where it's then transformed into world-class silver bullion products. It literally is the freshest silver available on the market, right? From the mine to the mint to you. There's no COMEX or LBMA involved. This is COMEX-free, LBMA-free silver. Let me show you one of my favorite products they have out there. There's their current Las Vegas round. It's absolutely beautiful. You can get that on their website. You know what? Let's just run out to their website here real quickly, since now we know the silver price in China. There's that Las Vegas round that I was just telling you about, but they have all kinds of cool products. Year of the Snake round, Year of the Dragon round, $1 off special there on the Year of the Snake, and Hail to the Chief 1 ounce Buffalo round with what is one of my favorite silver. Hold on, we're going back. Don't you switch on me. That Indian head is just, I think, absolutely beautiful. Okay, they have great prices, great selection, all unique products, free shipping over $199. And as a special added bonus for you, there is a discount code, which is VIPRB. You can check them out at firstmint.com. What's the secret silver weapon, though? This is big. And I believe in my heart that this could be one of the big factors in the coming few years that really propels the price of silver higher. So we're going to start by going out to the Silver Academy. And what they're telling us is this, okay? Why is silver surging? Title of this article from the Silver Academy is Silver FOMO, Fear of Missing Out, Shortage. And while real price could be unobtainium, when silver runs, it will make headlines, and everyone left behind will understand exactly what unobtainium means, which I think means you can't get it. Why silver surging? Rocket fuel behind this move is a multifaceted, it's a convergence of factor, guys. Safe haven demand amid boiling geopolitical risk, fear of unrelenting inflation, and a surge in industrial demand. We know all about that. But the secret weapon and I'm going to show you some data here that I think corroborates even more my strong belief that this is the number one factor that could really impact the price in the coming few years. Jewelry demand is shifting as gold is priced out, sending buyers flooding into the silver market. Guys, this is big, okay? More and more people are buying silver jewelry. I love silver jewelry. Here's a silver chain with a silver round. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I got that from my friend Betty Bullion. Okay, she has an Etsy shop, but I love silver jewelry. But doesn't matter what I love. It matters what the world population as a whole loves, and they're starting to love silver jewelry. Why is that a big deal? Here, let's look at a couple important data points. Okay, we can talk all we want. Here, this came from the Business Research Insights. Hold on, get that out of the way. In purple, as you can see, surge in fabrication volumes. According to the Silver Institute's World Silver Survey in 2025, global silver jewelry fabrication grew by 3%. That's not the huge thing. The huge thing, number one, it is a big deal that it grew, but the real huge thing is that the demand surged to almost 210 million ounces in 2024, led by gains in India and Thailand. It hasn't even started in the United States, but why is that a big deal? 210 million ounces of silver? That's a huge component of the overall profile of silver demand for the whole year. Everybody talks about solar, and that's important, no doubt about it. But silver jewelry, that's a huge part of the overall demand. As that grows, and I'm going to show you another data point that'll make you even more excited about this, as demand for silver grows, we could, if it goes up 20%, that's another, 45 million ounces of demand for silver. And those silver miners, they can't just turn a switch and make more silver. And there's been such underinvestment into exploration and development of new silver mines. It's setting us up for a squeeze. There, I said it. Squeezy. Squeeze time. But this is one more piece of data on this. I believe this is the big secret factor for silver. And we're going to go out here to UBS, the big Swiss bank that talks about gold. And we aren't going to go through the whole, but we're going to go right to this chart. And what do you see on this chart? What you see is demand for gold for 2020 through 2025. And what we see on this chart is this right here, the yellow section. Hold on. Let me get this off there for you so you can see it better. Yellow, jewelry. Okay. Do you notice anything? The yellow bar, year by year by year, 2024 went down. Look at the demand. Look at how small the bar, how it is shrinking from that size, from this size just a few years earlier. People are not buying gold jewelry because probably most likely it's too expensive. What are they going to buy instead? Who are they going to call? Not Ghostbusters. They're going to call their local jewelry store and say, I want some silver jewelry. The price of gold, I don't think is going down, although we got a big warning that we're going to talk about next from some analysts that say maybe we could have a reason to be a little concerned about the gold price in the near term. But the price of gold long term is not going down. It will only shift more demand to silver, and that will make that will exacerbate what is already a deficit, a shortage in the annual silver supply. So guys, we're going to talk about the big warning about gold next, but I also want to say thank you. And I also forgot to put their sign up to channel sponsor First Mining Gold. Bear with me for just 1 second as we're doing this live. Did I go pick up their sign? Here we go. I feel like I'm on the Home Shopping Club. How do I do this? Hold on. Let's get you. Oh, there we go. First Mining Gold, right? They're a Canadian development stage gold mining company in Canada. Okay. They're working through the permitting process. They're working through the development stage. Look, they've got two huge projects located in Canada, Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet located in Quebec. What makes me so excited about the fact that I own First Mining Gold stock, and I have for years, for a long time before they sponsored my channel, is that they got a ton, literally millions of ounces of gold in the ground in Canada in these two big projects that they're working through the development phase. But what really makes me excited is knowing that the big gold mining companies have not been investing in replenishing their pipelines. They need these big projects. And First Mining Gold has two of the biggest projects in Canada. And don't forget, that's a very favorable jurisdiction. In the location of mines, a lot of these new mines are in places far-flung, Africa, places that traditionally can be a little less geopolitically stable. Having these two big projects in Canada is a big deal. Thank you, First Mining Gold, for sponsoring the Ron's Basement Gold and Silver content. If you want to learn more about First Mining Gold, you can go to their website, firstmininggold.com, or you can even reach out to a real live person, Paul Morris, their Director of Investor Relations, Paul at firstmininggold.com. But are we going to have a little short-term hiccup, a big warning, a little warning, however you want to say it, in the gold market in the coming maybe month or two? I think that long-term, the future for gold is absolutely beautiful, but we do have a couple top analysts that are issuing a little bit of a warning. Let's go see what they're saying, and let's do that right now. This one came from Rashad, who's typically very bullish on the metals. And he says, gold refuses to go up. Make sure we got you on the right screen, which we do, which makes me believe that 3,250 could be a move to shake out investors before a legitimate breakout. So as we look at this chart, what we see is for what, like the last 4 months, 3-4 months, gold has really been in a range, consolidating, okay? And what Rashad is saying is that we could dip down, as you see on his lines here that he drew, we could dip down to this 3,250 range, but that long term, we are still in good shape. So what consolidation means is that right now, the people that want to get out of gold are selling gold and are being replaced by new people. We know that ETF demand has been going through the roof. Central bank demand has tapered off a little bit. But now investors, people with big money, the smart money, are moving into gold, gladly taking the gold off the market. We could hit that 3,250 range, but long term, things look very optimistic. Let's go to this one from North Star Charts. He says, with gold at 3,500, back in what, I think that was April-ish, we warned that gold was stretched from its moving averages and needed to fall and correct. So far, it fell $380. Which I think is he's referring to this part on the chart right here, okay? And 4 months have passed with no new highs for spot gold. Today's chart still shows weakness and potential to fall further before huge gains return. All right, so let's just pull up that chart. Thank you, North Star Charts. All right, so there we are right now. There's this barrier that we have kind of in the way to $4,000 gold. So, guys, we may have a little turbulence in the gold market short term, but I think that you know, over any period of, let's say, months, maybe quarters, definitely years, we are in for some big moves in the gold market. I don't want to be the town crier trying to scare everybody. We could be in for a little bit of a downdraft in gold. I think silver at this point stays very steady, and here's a big reason why. I forgot to pull this up. Let me see if I can find it here. Watch me struggle. Yeah, we are live. Here it is. And let's get this pulled up. Boom. Okay. Our good friend Make Gold Great Again on X pointed out the gold to silver ratio throughout history. I mean, look at the gold to silver ratio. And again, that's the number of ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. 1 to 3, 1 to 9, 1 to 15. Let's see if I can get that full screen for you, for your full screen viewing pleasure. 1 to 15, 1 to 5, 1 to 14. Even back here in the United States, you know, guys, historically speaking, the gold to silver ratio is essentially stretched like it's never been before. We are at historic highs. So to think that the gold price couldn't fall a little bit and silver continue to do well, I think is fallacy. I think that silver, for a multitude of reasons, will continue to do well. And I know that long-term gold will continue to do well as well. We're just in good shape everywhere we look. And then on top of that, we've got big news coming out. Let's talk about macro news. This guy, Stephen Moran, I think we need to get used to his name. Looks like he may be the next head of the Federal Reserve, replacing our friend Jerome Powell. And I've kind of dug into what's going on with this Stephen Moran guy. Let's just say it does not appear that he's in favor of a strong dollar. And if we choose, right, to use the dollar as the unit of measure for our ounces of silver and ounces of gold, it's look, I really don't know how else to say it, but from every angle I look at it, and I look at it a lot, right, there is nowhere for the value, price in dollars of silver and gold to go but up. And in particular, if this Moran guy gets into the Fed, they're talking about some kind of like almost financial reset scenarios. Who knows? A lot of speculation. But really, no matter how you slice it or dice it, it sure does feel like we are in the most perfect, we're in the catbird seat when it comes to silver and gold. Okay. I hope you feel like you're in the catbird seat. You're important. You matter. I hope you feel like you found a new friend down here in the basement with me. Please, again, subscribe to the channel. Susie and I support the family on this venture. You're important. I'm going to look forward to seeing you next time. And let's go